welcome to the Frolic launch party. I'm Allie Monk. I'm the Toronto Knitters Guild Vice President, and I'm delighted to welcome you all here. I just have two things to share before I pass it over to Cheryl. One, we have closed captioning on tonight. So for people who want that, it's a default. If you want to turn it off, it's different on every device. So just try looking in the three dots or the more in your Zoom if it's something you want to turn off. And then the second thing is if you have questions or comments, feel free to share things in the chat or use the Q&A. We'll be keeping an eye out for those. So without further ado, our fabulous Cheryl DeVille. Is Cheryl frozen for anybody else or just me? Oh no. Cheryl may be frozen and we've lost her, but that's okay because we can still get this moving and grooving. She'll probably be back here in a minute. So I will kick things off and then she'll join us when she does. I'm just going to start the presentation. So we are delighted that you've joined us tonight. I just want to say another welcome to our Faux Frolic virtual launch party. And we're really pleased that we have some amazing vendors and speakers lined up for you, and our wonderful vendors have signed up for another year of awesomeness. Ah, Cheryl's back. Excellent.
I don't know what happened, but we're in a pandemic.
You know, who knows? Well, I will pass it over to Cheryl.
Hi, Allie. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday night. I know there's so much going on Saturday nights these days. Allie, because I got cut off, did you talk about the dates at all, or should I bring that up as well?
I didn't. I just gave I did not.
Okay. Okay. So welcome, everybody. Again, thank you for dropping by for this short little pre-launch party. We're working out the dates for the Frolic. Definitely it's going to be Saturday, July the 24th, and we are trying to figure out whether we're going to do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one day. So we will definitely inform you of what we've decided based on your feedback and the vendors' feedback, so stay tuned for that. But we do have some great information that we've already worked on and confirmed, so we're just going to touch base on what some vendors are already committed to doing and some speakers we have, but there's so much more to follow. So please continue to follow us on social media to see what's coming. So I'm going to first start with two of our Frolic exclusive speakers that have confirmed. The first person who's coming is Tracy Doxie, and Tracy lives in the Shetland Islands. Now, Tracy has a background of extensive international travel and 2 degrees, including a master's in knitting at NTU, which is, I think it's Nottingham University. Tracy's enjoyed a life in contemporary arts as well. In 2015, Tracy found Shetland through Shetland Wool Week and thus began repeated trips back to the islands, building her knowledge and experience of the beauty of Shetland and its rich cultural heritage in knitting, the social history of the knitters, and the landscapes. Tracy spent 1 month in Scalloway at the Booth on an artist residency and was granted a Making Ways Arts Council R&D grant to record the oral histories of lace knitters of Unst, which is one of the northernmost isles in the Shetland Island. Then on September 10th, 2020, Tracy moved lock, stock, barrel, and 2 cats from Sheffield to Shetland. Tracy now designs knitting patterns inspired entirely by Shetland, and by her Croft House, which you see in the background there, and Susan Halcrow's life. Susan was a single woman who lived in Tracy's Croft House 140 years ago. So Tracy's got some really interesting things going on in Shetland, and she's going to be one of our feature speakers. And we enjoy traveling to different parts of the world in our virtual meetings, so I hope you'll join us for seeing Tracy. We have also confirmed Johanna Moscow. And Johanna is an award-winning Toronto-based textile artist and instructor. Johanna was born and raised just south of Detroit, and she holds a fine arts degree from the University of Michigan. Her mother, an avid textile crafter with a variety of interests, let her start with a needle, thread, and some scraps around the house at age of 4, and she's been sewing ever since. Johanna is the lead quilting instructor at the Workroom in Toronto and has been a member of the shop team since it opened in 2007. And I know that a lot of you know the Workroom in Toronto. Efficient construction while preserving a high level of craftsmanship is a focus in Johanna's work, and she passes along those tips and methods in her classes. Johanna draws inspiration for her work from a variety of unconventional sources. Often called a skilled colorist, she strives to build confidence in both color and technique in her many sewing and embroidery students. So Johanna, we're working out a perfect lecture for you based on her background and bridging into the fiber world. But I know you'll love her. I've taken a number of workshops with Johanna, and she's delightful and just has so much to offer. So I think that's a nice little change and something that you may not necessarily see at a fiber festival, and you'll be delighted with Johanna. Now, I wanted to give you a sneak peek on what some of the vendors have already let us know that they're planning. And I will just run through the list. The first one is Absolute Qibiat. I don't have a slide for Absolute Qibiat. They're formerly called Cottage Craft Angora, if you've come to the Frolic. And they're from Adstock, Quebec, which is just south of Quebec City. They're going to have a special show price for their Qibiat yarns, which is absolutely delicious. And they're going to offer shipping discounts on those yarns. Artfill Yarns in Laval, Quebec is going to do a Frolic colorway, and they're going to design a pattern to go with it. They're also going to do an Instagram takeover. Indigo Dragonfly in Halliburton is creating a special gradient that will be available exclusively through Yarns Untangled in Toronto. A pattern will be released for this gradient at the Frolic. They're also running a full-day virtual open house studio called Mayday Mayhem on May the 1st. And they're collaborating with another Frolic vendor, Full Moon Fibers, also known as J. Henry Designs, to kick off the season. So I encourage you to check out that day. You have to register for that, and it's next weekend. And I know Kim will entertain you with lots of colorful things, colorful yarns, a lot of laughs, and lots of frolic information as well. Lisa Rideout, Exclusive Jewelry in Toronto, is going to launch her knitting accessories on her jewelry website. And she's actually gone live today, which is our usual date for the Frolic. So today she goes live with her knitting accessories, which are primarily shawl pins. Lisa's process of creating precious metal chain work results in pieces that weave rings into delicate patterns. And many include stones and crystals to create beautiful shawl pins that are worthy of holding your beautiful knitwear in place. Lisa feels that if you spend a lot of time and money making a beautiful piece of work, you need to adorn it with something equally as beautiful, and they are gorgeous. Art Muskoka from Bracebridge, Ontario, will offer her handmade pottery, including her frolicking sheep mugs and yarn bowls. And I know that Diane's pottery in the past has been very popular, especially with that little frolicking sheep that we use in our logo. So keep an eye out for that. Songbird Yarn and Fibers in Stratford, Ontario, will do a virtual trunk show. She's going to do a Frolic colorway, and she's going to do an Instagram takeover. Sweater Kits in Aurora, Ontario is offering their new silk gradient sets. They're composed of 5 mini skeins of silk dyed in a beautiful gradient. You see that in the shawl pattern, the shawl image there, kind of in the center to the right. They're also offering the merino wool boucle yarn with a pattern for a comfy, cozy cardigan, and both patterns are included with the purchase of yarn. Also new to Sweater Kits are a safety pin style shawl pin with stones that work with the cardigan and the shawl. Their colors are delicious. Trailhead Yarns in Castleman, Ontario, which is southeast of Ottawa, is offering a workshop for slow stitching a mindfulness practice, a blanket. Samantha will walk you through every step in realizing your own slow stitched gauze blanket. No experience is required to make your very own custom throw. And over the course of the 2-hour workshop, you'll discuss color layouts, thread conditioning, slow stitching, Sam's secret trick to get straighter lines, and how to bind your blanket once it's complete. And also how to set up a mindfulness routine to improve your day. Kits will be available from Trailhead Yarns, including a 4-layer organic cotton gauze, a choice of thread palettes, locally made thread gloss, and much more. And additionally, Samantha is offering something to wear. Sweater weather is coming, and Trailhead Yarns will be releasing kits in 11 beautiful tonal colors for a cozy cotton organic sweater. This is the latest addition to their Mountain Trek collection, which features ribbing to create a subtle mountain effect. This rainbow of options will beautifully complement their size-inclusive pattern, just in time for fall. We are having frolic a little later this year, so think about what you're going to need for fall. So that's just a slim little hint of what some of the vendors are doing. Oh, Van Dyke Designs. Oops, sorry, Carolyn. Van Dyke Designs from Prince Edward County, Ontario. Carolyn will continue with her beautiful project bags, tote bags, fabric accessories like double pointed needle, like DPN holders. And Carolyn uses offcuts of designer fabric to create all her work. So there's no wastage and the fabrics are beautiful. So that's just a small little slice of what's been promised so far. You'll notice that I mentioned where all the vendors are from, and they're from all over Ontario and Quebec and beyond. So it's a wide range territory, and these vendors really depend on shows like the Frolic for their livelihood and really appreciate the support. So please keep that in mind when you're planning for your Frolic Day. Now, some of the other things that we're doing, I'm sorry, I'm flipping through my pages here.
Oh.
We're going to run some vendor interviews. We're going to feature studio tours and products, tips, their story, kind of a backstory of who they are so you can get to know them. And all these interviews that we record are going to be permanently uploaded to our YouTube channel so that you can go back to the YouTube channel and refer to them and watch them over and over. We're also running Instagram takeovers. That's what we did last year when everything went into chaos and lockdown for the first time. And we ran Instagram takeovers on our Instagram account. So vendors could post their stuff on our Instagram account to kind of broaden their reach, and we will continue to do that. So our vendors are going to start doing that from May, and it's going to run right up to the beginning of Frolic, mid-July or end of July. We're also going to run a panel discussion with a number of vendors who are going to take part, and we're sorting out the discussion on that right now. Some additional things that we've got on the go. The Great Ontario Fiber Festival, you may have heard of that. That is a virtual country fall fair where you can enter your knitwear in a friendly competition. So the organizers are going to come on live on the Frolic weekend, and they're going to give us an overview and details about how we can get involved. And a lamb cam may be involved in this promo. So that's always good. now. I'm just trying to look at my time here. I probably ran through this. No, we're okay on time. So that's kind of where we're at. We have a lot of other ideas, and just keep on top of our social media. We're going to continue to push out information where you can register, how you can sign up, what's coming next. There's a lot more to come, but we thought we would just give you a sneak peek on the weekend that is typically Frolic weekend in the past. So now I'm going to throw over to Hannah, and we're going to talk about the Frolic tickets. We have a draw tonight.
Hi, everybody. I know that my name underneath my video says Allie Monk. I'm not Allie Monk. Clearly, you've already met lovely Allie Monk. I'm Hannah Phoenix. I'm the content coordinator for the Guild, and so we are giving away tonight 10 free tickets to the Frolic this year. So we've randomly pulled some names from the attendees here tonight. And those people, if you hear your name, you should email, what's the email address, Allie? Frolic at
frolic@torontoknittersguild.ca.
So frolic@torontoknittersguild.ca, and I will type that into the chat as soon as I give these names here. So these are the winners, and you should email us to receive your free ticket to the Frolic. So the first name is Kathleen, or Whip Insanity. She has both names. Kathleen has both names in the name tonight. The second winner is Trisha Griffith. Third winner is Barb W. Fourth is Anne-Marie Gucciardi. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced anyone's name, by the way. Fifth winner is Anne Crozier. Sixth is Nora Priestley. Seventh, Pamela Finlayson. Eighth is Michael Durant. Ninth is Samantha Price. And finally is Nancy F. So if you just heard your name, send an email to the email address in the chat, and you will receive your free ticket to the Frolic this year. And now I think it's over to Allie, is that right?
Yes, I will talk about the D-Stash Restash Make-Along. I'm just gonna bring us back to the slide. So the D-Stash Restash Make-Along is back for 2021. We are excited to be hosting our 4th D-Stash Restash Make-Along this year. The Make-Along kicks off today and runs until the Faux Frolic on Saturday, July 24th. It's the time of year when lots of us resolve to go cold sheep or use up my stash. Where have I heard that one before? So the D-Stash Restash Make-Along is here to help with that. You can use any yarn, fiber, project bag, anything you've purchased or won or were given from a previous Toronto Knitters Frolic. If you have not yet attended a Frolic and would like to participate, you can also enter using products from any of our current 2021 vendors. And as Cheryl said, we'll be adding vendors to that list all the time. We'll have the complete list in the coming weeks. In order to enter, you can post your FO or finished object in the Toronto Knitters Guild Ravelry group in our FO thread. If you don't use Ravelry, you can email an image and description to frolic@torontoknittersguild.ca, and that's our other way to enter. On Ravelry, there's an additional thread for planning and chit chat, so feel free to chime in there. And if you're on social media, you can use the hashtags TKG, D-Stash, Restash, MAL 2021. Or a shorter one is Faux Frolic 2021. And we'll be keeping an eye out on those and maybe reposting some of them as in the lead up to the Frolic. So I am all ready to go for this year, but I need some advice. I have some yarn from a past vendor, Yarn Indulgences, and I need to know, should I go for some green or go with the pink for a pair of socks? So let me know. And I think that's it for us tonight. Right now, we are just going to slide into our after party, our virtual knit night after party. And you can find the link for that in the chat. So we'll see you there.
I'm just going to pop back in and thank everybody for coming. And Carolyn Van Dyke from Van Dyke Designs has just popped into the chat and donated a prize for the D-Stash Restash Make Along. So when you finish your project, you're eligible for a prize. And thank you, Carolyn, for doing that. That's wonderful.
Thank you, Carolyn.
And who else is enjoying the the text? The subtitles, trying to figure out how to spell D-Stash Restash.
You know, awesome. I didn't even look at that because I was reading. So
I know, it's great. I'll let you wrap up, Allie, but I wanted to mention that about Carolyn.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carolyn. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else for us to share. We just you know, keep an eye out, and we'll see you in the after party, and we'll see you on social media. So thank you again, everybody, for coming out, and we really appreciate it.
Okay, and thanks to Sean and Victoria.